Alright everyone, I hope you like Stasis because in today's build video we've got a whole load of it. So if you want to be cooler than Vanilla Ice and more toxic than a mountaintop wielding hunter, this one is for you. Tickle that sub button if you're new, head down to the like too, and let's get into it. This build is great for both PvE and PvP, but given the icy mess that Crucible is right now, you'll fit right in. This build will allow you to tank lots of incoming damage, reduce unfreezing damage from Stasis, and get crazy ability recharge synergy. It works great on all classes, but the new Warlock Shadebinder subclass is definitely a favourite of mine, and this is all centred around its Penumbral Blast melee ability. This ranged Stasis staff melee will freeze your enemies in place, including lowly dregs all the way up to other guardians in their supers. It's aggravating to be on the receiving end of, that's for sure, but dishing it out feels sweet and therefore we want to dish it out as often as possible. Monte Carlo is the perfect weapon of choice for any melee centric build, and for this one it's an absolute must. Monte Carlo method will reduce your melee cooldown by dealing damage with the weapon, and kills grant a chance to fully recharge your melee ability. Now I've always loved this exotic, but freezing somebody, killing them with Monte and getting a fully charged melee back ready to use again is just nuts. You can also get increased damage from the weapon too with Markov Chain, so it's an absolute win-win. Don't forget it's also a 600 RPM auto rifle, which although they got a slight nerf, they are still really strong in PvP. That's just the basics though, as there's a handful of mods to fit in to make this one even better. Radiant Light is a must as its secondary perk will grant you a plus 20 to your strength stat and reduce your base melee cooldown, which is a must seeing as so Bungie have stealth nerfed ability cooldown times. Outreach will further reduce your melee cooldown when using your class ability, and Momentum Transfer will reduce melee cooldown when causing damage with your grenade. Invigoration will also reduce melee cooldown when collecting Orbs of Power too. High resilience builds are going to be a must in year 4 to counter any Stasis combat, as it has been confirmed by Bungie to decrease the amount of damage taken when breaking out of the Stasis frozen effect, so stack on some resilience mods to bump up your base stat. Add in Striking Light to benefit from the Uncatchable perk, which will add extra damage resistance while sprinting, as you want to be moving as much as possible to avoid incoming Stasis attacks. I always recommend Powerful Friends too for a bonus to mobility as well. You could enhance this build further by even considering a Charge with Light build to benefit from the Heavy Handed mod and its melee return ability, or even the Strength of Rasputin mod to regen melees for Warmind Cell builds, with the CQC-12 or a Kilos shotgun as your secondary weapon, with these being a great shout in PvE content. Don't forget that Titans could benefit from the new Icefall Mantle exotic with high resilience builds too. As you unlock more Stasis aspects and fragments throughout the year, this build could become even more potent as you change Stasis from enemy to enemy, and this may be a build that we redo later in the season. I hope you enjoyed this quick 3-minute build. If you did, let me know below and subscribe if you're new. A rating is also greatly appreciated. That's it for this one though, so on that, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.